today celebrates the 100th anniversary of the 2-minute silence, and it's suggested it started in Farnham, and of that I'm very, very proud.
It's always been a rumour that Farnham was the first place to have a 2-minute silence, and so working with the museum we uncovered that, and that's a pretty important thing to be acknowledged as.
Ho-yay! My lords, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here in this place, on this day, the 1st of May, 2016, we welcome you to Time to Remember, the centenary commemoration of the first ever 2-minute silence held 100 years ago this very month.
I was very moved, particularly because my grandmother had been a nurse in the First World War as a Red Cross nurse, and my grandfather had fought in the First World War. So for me it was very moving, and to see the castle behind it, it was like being a part of history. It was fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Lucinda Fleming.
Thank you. And good morning to you all. Picture the scene. 100 years ago this month, on a Sunday morning just like this one, crowds gathered here in Castle Street for the opening of the annual Farnham Fair, much like we ourselves today. Mr. Edgar, the Vice Chairman of the Organising Committee, when opening the fair of 1916, spoke the following words. There can be no finer setting for the fair with the castle looking down upon us from the top of the hill, one of the finest settings of any country town in the south of England. 100 years ago, Mrs. Anderson, Commandant of Waverley Abbey Military Hospital, officially opened the fair to raise much needed funds for the Red Cross. She said, "At the height of these, the worst days of the First World War in 1916, we should do all that we can to help those brave fellows who are risking their lives for king, for country, and for us." After this, the crowd stood in respectful silence for 2 minutes, believed to be the first ever such ceremony to be held in England, indeed the first such ceremony to be held anywhere in the world.
Many years after the event, a Farnham gentleman tried to prove that maybe we were the origin of the national silence, and he wrote to the government. He sent them a copy of the programme stating his claim and asked them to look into it. And we have a copy of a letter that was sent back in which they say, although many people suggested the use of a silence of different lengths for Armistice Day, it could certainly be said that the first 2-minute silence was held in Farnham in May 1916 at the Red Cross Fair.
I was born in Fiji in August 1975. In November 2001, I joined British Army in Canterbury. And for the past 15 years, I have served as a soldier, mostly stationed in Germany and in UK. With operational tours in Kosovo, Afghanistan and Iraq, I was posted here in Farnham 18 months ago, when I have been made to feel most welcome. I am pleased to speaking at this event this morning, representing myself, my regiment and the Commonwealth.
What Colour Sergeant Tunidau has admitted to say is that following his tour in Iraq, he was awarded a special mention in dispatches. It is a privilege to be standing next to him today. And so, 100 years on from when that first silence was held, we have assembled here once again to remember, honour and give thanks to all those then and since who have risked their lives so that we may enjoy yet another spring morning like today. Thank you.
I didn't know what to expect, but the piece of music was fabulous.
The cherry trees bend over and are shedding on that old road where all that passed are now dead. Their petals strewing the grass as if for a wedding, this early May morn, when there is no one to wed. The flowers left thick at nightfall in that wood, this Eastertide called into mind all those men, now far from home, who with their sweethearts should have gathered here, and will never do again.
Silence is the best way of expressing our depth of feeling, but we can't say it in words, so we choose to say it with silence.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning,
denken wir an sie.
We will remember them.
We will remember them.
Most 2-minute silences aren't actually 2 minutes, they're often 45 seconds and they feel like a long time. And we decided, no, it was 2 minutes a year, 100 years ago, and you could hear a pin drop through that whole 2 minutes. And I know that people stand there and think and then get a bit edgy and then stopped, and it was really quite touching.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the Mayor said earlier, we will be continuing our centennial celebrations in Gostrey Meadow.
I'm very proud to be Mayor today, and it's one of my last engagements, so I'm equally proud to be here today.
I hope that we created something that was not only remembrance but had a kind of artistic core in terms of people feeling moved by it, and that's what the confetti was about as well.
The event brought together so many different parts of Farnham life, from the Scouts to the Sea Cadets to the Reserves Centre and the schools, all taking part in what was a really special occasion. And we're privileged to have had such a fantastic event today.